Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little girl. No, don't ring a little girl. That's bad. Unless you're the parent or legal guardian, don't ring little girls. Ring the little bell. Ring the little bell. I hope that's not a Freudian slip. I hope not. Psychologists are not going to be analyzing this footage while I'm in a straitjacket and a padded cell. No, ring the little bell. Okay, ring the little bells. Get notified when new videos drop. And we all like a bit of Schadenfreude, right? I think everybody kind of just likes the basic justice of that. So this is fun. BBC is going down in flames. So there's two stories we're going to read back to back. I think one explains the other. They were both in the Daily Mail, but I don't want to have both from the Daily. Firstly, reading the Daily Mail on a video is a real pain in the ass because they always have tons of ads, so it's hard to navigate. Not as bad as the bloody Standard. That's like I got to screen grab that because it's just like ads pop up freaking everywhere. Is it the Standard? I think so. I can't remember. They're always bad as each other, quite frankly. So I got this from the Telegraph. Seems a little bit more upmarket. I don't know. On the Telegraph, what the hell? Everything's behind a paywall. Everything is behind a paywall. I just won't go to the Wayback Machine, webarchive.org, and I do a search, and somebody saved it. It's. I don't know what to tell you. It's just like you would do much better if you I don't know. Look, this is a basic rule with selling a subscription service online, which is essentially what you're doing. You've got to have an 80-20 rule. I mean, it could be 70-30, but I think 80-20. 80% of your content needs to be free. 80% of your content needs to be free, and 20% of it needs to be behind a paywall, right? That's how you monetize, because you need to put out that much free content to people go, this is like, I don't know, I listened to Crowder, so I bought a subscription for a year. Why? Because it had good content that I want, and also if it was ever taken off YouTube, I'm like, I wanted to still listen to him as well, and I'm glad I did, because about a week later it was taken off YouTube. But you got to give away 80% for it. Interesting enough, though, okay, this is something called the 80-20 rule. It's more the 70-30 rule. You will find 70% of your income comes from 30% of your labor, right? And that means 70% of your labor is unproductive. It really is true. Right? I found this throughout my entire life. 70-30 rule. So if you want to try and get rid of the other 70% that's unproductive stuff in your life. Anyway, I digress. I don't even know how we got into this. We're talking about the BBC. They're not in good shape, and we have another article that explains why they're not in good shape. And you know what? It might involve pointing at them and laughing. Okay, because you know why? We all like a bit of Schadenfreude. Before we get into it, like, share, subscribe. That'll be Schadenfreude. Like, share, and subscribe. Be nice to me. I guess, I'm giving a video. Why not? Be like, share, subscribe. Comment. Let me know what you think. If you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. And check out my Indiegogo, which might be offline now. Actually, no, it won't be offline now. The order is going in. I'm waiting for an email. I'm waiting for the email from the printer. Cost of printing. The inflation has been insane in America. So now it's about 40% more expensive to print in the US than it is in the UK, right? So I'm trying to find out, is it cheaper to print in the UK and then ship a bulk to the distribution company in Detroit, right? Or is it cheaper to print there and will it be cheaper shipping? I'm thinking it's going to be cheaper to print in the UK, and that's actually better. That means you get everything in one place. It's kind of easier, right? You don't just dealing with one printer is kind of easier. Basically what I'm waiting to hear. I still, because even after they print it, then they still got to ship it within the US, which is, everything's more expensive in the US right now. Like everything, I got to get that stuff shipped out before John Malin, who's going to be my distributor, puts his prices up. So yeah, and also I am so on board for getting my Substack out. Oh man, it's gonna be so awesome. It's gonna be free, right? I'm doing a free one, and there's just gonna be lots of great comic books coming all the time. And there's an app now. They put out the Substack app for comics. I'm like, I am so there. I am so freaking there. Anyway, check out my Indiegogo. If you want to see my comics, you got this comic, Biblical Bible Source, Ace of the Craziest Rationalist Rogues. I wrote and drew this one. I do like this cover. I'm really, really proud of this cover. It's a new one for this edition of it. It's 240 pages long. It's a very in-depth story. This is more like my serious writing, I would say. Again, very, very biblically accurate, but not preachy. I wanted to engage you with story, right? See, like, who'd have thought that'd be a crazy thing? But I think the story is really kind of interesting, and you get like these epic links throughout time, which I really kind of enjoy doing, that sort of stuff. Anyway, so there's that book. We also got this book, The Imperium, a love letter to Telefantasy 1960s. James Bond, Emma Pill, Monk in a Spacesuit, The Black Slap from 2001, and Doctor Who in one super group together. The Prisoner, Thunderbirds, it's all there, baby. It's all there. And it's glorious, right? It's glorious. I'm really, really, really happy with it. We added a bunch of pages. This was 100 pages long. Now it's 120 pages long. And I said, absolutely. We've added in like 13 pages of art. Right? We added in like half a comic's worth of art, of comic page. So enjoy. And then, you get all the extras. You only get the extras on this campaign. Posters. We have this poster. We have this poster. Bit of this one. Bit of this. And then we got the For the Male Gaze postcards. For the Male Gaze. And you can get all the extras on their own, but get the comic, baby, get the comic. So there you go, go check it out. Oh, my Counselor Troy, The Fools of Fever. I love that one, I really do. Anyway, let's look at this article. So it's from the Telegraph. BBC licence fee in terminal decline because more refuse to pay. Wonder why that is. Piers Wenger, head of drama. I wonder why that is. BBC comedy. Have you ever seen BBC comedy recently? I'm not joking. I've seen the least funny things I've ever seen. That maybe drew maybe depressed rather than maybe low. I saw this sketch, and it was supposed to be a comedy sketch. About, what was it? So this woman goes to a hairdresser, right? And she's white and she wants dreadlocks, and the black hairdresser doesn't want to do it because it's cultural appropriation. He tries to explain it to her, and she doesn't get it because she says, I'm a paying customer. You just want to take this job. And eventually the hairdresser kicks her out. Okay. I saw this other one, and it's so bizarre, about this trans woman who looks very mannish to me, looked like a bloke in a dress, going to this swanky like bridal gown place, and it was just like they so caricatured anybody who doesn't believe that having a penis doesn't make you male, right? They made this like the guy selling the wedding dress like this really evil guy, and then they gave the trans woman who looked like a bloke in a dress. I don't know what to tell you. She looked like a bloke in a dress. It just, what do you want me to tell you? This looks like a hand, okay? I look like a fat Jew. She looked like a bloke in a dress, okay? That's what it looked like. And I was like, what? And then she had the final word, and it was just like, who watches this? Not even the people making it watch this stuff. It's garbage. Yeah. Yes, you have made ideologically filled garbage, and because people refuse to pay. Let's listen to your bullcrap. Minister expects current downward trend in numbers of viewing paying to continue. Yeah, I expect it too. They've lost 2 million in the last 2 years, I think, or 2 million. Right, I expect that to increase a lot. The more people hear about it, the more people go, well, what am I watching for? Why don't I just watch something I like? Right, more people are hearing about it, and the BBC are lying out their asses. Right, they are lying out their asses a lot of the time. Oh no, you need a license fee to watch YouTube. Bull crap. The BBC license fee is in terminal decline because increasing number of people will refuse to pay for it. The media minister said. Yes. I wonder why that is. There are currently 24.8 million licenses in force, according to BBC figures. That's about 6 months old now, I think. With that figure having stood at 25.8 2 years ago. Yeah. So that figure was at the beginning of the year. I reckon it might have gone down a bit since there as well. I mean, they're suddenly acting as. Moreover, 260,000 over 75s contacted by BBC licensing have yet to arrange payment. Yeah, they're saying screw off. And they are being harassed by the BBC because they are scum. BBC are low-life scum. John Whittington, the Minister for Media and Data, said he expected the downward trend to continue each year. Yeah. He told the Edinburgh TV Film that I think it's inevitable with that certain trends have now become clearly visible. We hate the BBC. That trend has become visible. We hate the BBC. We hate their constant lecturing and their putting out of unwatchable garbage. We hate the BBC. I think it clearly visible. One is the switch away from linear viewing. The second is longer term with the decline in willingness to pay for the BBC's license fee. Again, why? Why do you think that is? And those are going to put real challenges on all your UK public service broadcasters. The debate about how to sustain public service broadcasting is only just beginning. Yeah, maybe what makes that things that people want, right? Maybe make things that aren't. Again, no. You know what I should? Yeah, I'm being dogmatic. Yeah, maybe make things for the entire country. Maybe make things for people who like Trump. Maybe make things for people who like Brexit. Maybe make things for people, and maybe not have your every show pour scorn upon those people. And maybe let's not have this weird re-education where you want to try and convince me that having a penis is female. Okay, if you want to believe that, that's groovy, baby. I don't mind. I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if you're right. I happen to think having a penis makes you male. Having a vagina makes you female. That's what I think, okay? And it seems to be a scientifically valid point of view, right? It does seem to be a very scientifically valid point of view. Earlier, this insanity just goes through every strata of society in different ways. And that's going to be, so the debate is happening. The licensing model is guaranteed until the current charter period in 2027. Good luck with that. What are they going to be down to by then? 3 million? like I'll remind you, the viewing figures for Doctor Who were 11 million when Jodie Whittaker started. They are well under 4 million now. So, maybe they'll have a similar decline. One can only hope. I mean, honestly, EastEnders is getting, under 3 million? Is that? I think it's under 2 million. Right? Why? Because every character is trans and gay, right? Every character is trans and gay. Okay, just fine. And again, I don't mind, do a gay drama. What the hell? Do a trans drama. I don't do trans comedy. But make a spectrum, and you don't. You appeal to one small group, which is Guardian readers, which is like the Twitterati, which is about 1% of the population. And you're wondering why you're running out of money, right? Well, we're going to see a little bit more about that in a second. Miss Whittington also discussed the potential of privatizing Channel 4. I thought it was private. In the debate, blah, blah, blah. In the debate with James Graham, the player, whose British television dramas have included Quiz for ITV and Brexit and Uncivil War, Graham warned the privatization could lead to UK becoming a cultural colony to America. No. Again, if you just make TV shows to appeal to a spectrum of people, if you have diversity and inclusivity, right, then you might do okay. Look, Graham said, I despair a bit at the idea of what we have to raise the right flag in public broadcasting because of the arrival of the majority American online streamers. That's not the reason, mate. You're deluding yourself. That's not it's because BBC makes unwashable shit. That's why. Again, make stuff for one teeny tiny segment of the population. Make stuff for a spectrum, and people will buy it. Like Doctor Who. That used to make $1 or $2. Remember that? Do you remember Doctor Who? Yeah, it used to do quite well. Not so much anymore. I adore my Netflix, Apple, and YouTube. No, Apple, really, not so much. The writing on these streaming platforms is incredible. The problem is, I know from personal experience and meetings with about creating ideas for content that, because a streaming service has a global perspective, it needs British drama to appeal to people in Germany and China, particularly America. No, they like the Britishness. That's why they like Downton Abbey. That's why they like Doctor Who. They like the lean into who you are. That's all, really. And that's just good advice for life. Lean into who you actually really are. So yeah, they're going, no, it's going to be all bad. Now here's the real reason. Here we're going to see the real reason they're going under. This article about David Harewood, right? Now David Harewood I like a lot. He's his career's done really well. I think was the first place we saw him in David Tennant, the last Doctor Who. Was it End of Time? Was that what it was called? And then he went over to the Arrowverse. He was in Homeland. He's had a good career, and he's a solid actor, right? I do like him. So he's talking about racism, because here's the thing. The entertainment industry have told us over and over again that they are our moral superiors. No, you voted for Trump. You voted for Brexit. You're my moral inferior. We got to re-educate you. Well, at the same time, rampant racism is going on within the entertainment industry, and has been. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if racism was really behind the takedown of Noel Clarke. Would you be surprised? I wouldn't be. Vile insult that changed my life. Mental illness almost destroyed actor David Harewood and left him totally broke until he became a star in the TV hit Homeland. I think he was doing well before then, but he's never forgotten the racist abuse that blighted his youth. Okay, so it's not in the entertainment industry. I'm intrigued. David Harewood from Birmingham has penned a frank, disturbing memoir. Actor 55 recounts childhood full of racist incidents, including monkey chants. Okay, so he's 55. That means 55 in 2020. That means he was born in 19. Okay, we're about the same age. He's about 5 years old. Well, I could have worked out. I'm 50. Yeah, he's 5 years older than me. So he was born in 64. Right? Yes. The 70s were a racist place. Much less so the 80s, I think. Much less so the 80s, but they were. Listen. There was racism going on in the 80s. Much less so the 90s, right? This is something that I think. Honestly, from my memory of racism back in the 70s and 80s, I think it was more fueled by a fear of the unlike, right? Not even a dislike of the unlike, just like, ew, that's different. I don't know what they like, and they kind of freaked out. But over time, the unlike becomes the like. People like I don't in 2020, 2015, and 2010. Who on earth had a problem with somebody being black or not? Right? Like really? I mean, like okay. The only place I could think it would really be an issue isn't racism. Is like, let's say you are particularly attracted to black people, or particularly not attracted. You know, if it's a sexual preference. Yeah, that could be a factor, because that's a very visual, that's a thing. He had just £80 less in his bank account when he was cast in the TV series Homeland. But wait a minute, I'm sure he was in Doctor Who before. Okay. When actor David Harewood was growing up, it was so unusual to see a black person on screen. His mother would yell at him and his siblings to come in when one appeared on TV. Yeah, and you know a place you would see it? Genre, Doctor Who. Doctor Who, you had black characters. I think was it 10th Planet? It had a black, not just a black character, but a aspirational black character. You had the astronaut, the black astronaut. You had War Games had what's his name in it from was only EastEnders when I used to watch it as a Confederate soldier, not Confederate, the other side soldier, right there. Again, Star Trek as well. Honestly, the best treatise on racism I've ever seen, like ever seen, is the Star Trek episode. What was it? Let This Be Your Last Battlefield. You had Frank Gorshin, who was white on one side and black on the other, and then he was chased on, who was black on one side, and you just saw the absurdity of it, right? The absolute absurdity of it. Brilliant. Again, genre TV is where you always used to get that. Now you just get bollocks and conformity because it's made by idiots. The children knew they had to be quick about it, as black characters rarely made it onto made it to the end of the film, usually dying nobly to save the white hero. Again, I think by the time we're in the 80s, those tropes are. I mean, Only Fools and Horses, like very, very popular drug. Desmond's, yeah, I used to love Desmond's. Yeah, it's. I think by the 80s, it was really something that we moved on from. Like now, we're at a point where we cast black people. Well, really, we cast black people for one of three reasons. We cast black people to show we're really, really cool people. That we're the good whites, right? How more racist can you get, right? So black people can essentially be either a suffering saint, like a soul saint, and if you're a guy, you got to be effeminate and demasculated, or you could, or if you're a woman, oftentimes you'll be playing a man, like basically they write like a man with tits. See Loki for that, like Loki, the attack of the men with tits. That's why I will call Loki the black men with tits. okay. So it was. I just think in this day and age, it's ridiculous. I'm not denying his lived experience. Yeah, 70s and 80s, racism, especially in the 70s, 80s as well. I remember the last real racist incident. I remember it was while Sylvester McCoy's Doctor Who was either just finishing or finished, right? And I was in a cafe, and there was this like couple in there, people about my age, right? And they didn't know I was Jewish, thank God. And they started talking about black people, and I said, "Hey, the normal racist crap," and they just sounded stupid, right? That's basically it. You just sound stupid, which is really the bottom line. I mean, so I don't know. But anyway, let's have a read. In real life, Harder, the first black actor to play Othello at the National Theatre. Well, that's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? Really? They couldn't find a black actor before him? That's a bit embarrassing, okay? And one of the stars of TV drama Homeland and The Night Manager. Never saw The Night Manager. Really should give it a try. Also came perilously close to his own early exit after acute mental breakdown in his 20s. How and why his life went spinning out of control is the subject of frank and often disturbing memoir. Harewood grew up in Birmingham as a son of immigrants from Barbados. Yeah, okay, fine. He said Barbados. I gotta tell this joke. There's a guy. He's madly in love with this woman called Wendy. Right? Welcome, Wendy. And she says, "Listen, I will marry you, but you have to have my name tattooed on your penis, right? You have to do that." So he's like, "Well, it sounds crazy, but I'll do it. This is, he very much loved her. Okay, and she was pretty darn hot, Wendy. So he tattooed the name Wendy on it. So, however, listen, if you're a young lady, or an old lady, you may not be aware that sometimes our member expands and contracts, right? So yeah, we ride up with wear. Okay, right up. And so he was in the bathroom, and it was normal. It was so you could just see the letters WDY. Suddenly a black guy comes in and goes to the stool next to him, and he looks down. It was a bit weird, but he looks down and he goes, "What? Wait, what's that?" He sees on the black guy's penis. Also, he could just see the letters WDY. So what the hell? Wendy's like got somebody else. What? So he says, "Listen, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but I got to ask you. What do you have tattooed on your penis?" He says, "Oh man," says, "Welcome to Barbados. Have a lovely day." Yeah, so just one of the jokes I tell. Honestly, there was Barbados. Okay, it's like programmed into me. His father was a lorry driver. His was a warm and happy childhood. Yet one of David's earliest memories was when he was 3 and being hit in the head by a rock as big as a tennis ball thrown by a neighbor. Wow, it's terrible. Yeah. A few weeks later, a brick came through the window in the kitchen, shattering glass. Man, that's terrible. And the hull was moved to a more upmarket area, but soon excrement was pushed through. Oh, man, this letterbox. Again, listen, this is just, there's no normal person that goes, well, yeah, go ahead, it coming to him. There's no normal person, right? Mum just cleaned up the mess with the Bermuda rug and continued with her day. I guess so. When David was 7 playing outside, a man ran up to him and hissed, "Get the F out of my country, you..." Okay, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. Okay, listen, that's wrong, mate. That's wrong. How about wasn't this his country? Blah, 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 blah. The survival strategy choosing not to speak. Okay. Howard loved clowning around at school, and his English teacher suggested he apply for drama school. This was the eureka moment. I went home knowing that night for the first time what I want to do with my life. He got into RADA and blissfully happy. Okay, mate. This is saying what we all expected to say. Yeah, racism happened. Racism absolutely happened. England isn't a racist country. I don't think this experience still goes on. Right, I don't think John Boyega, for example, had a similar experience, because I just think it just sounds stupid nowadays. Although he worked steadily, soon enough, he left drama school and we began to realize, at RADA, I'd just been an actor. Now my colour was the defining factor in my reviews and articles. He was cast as Romeo, as the stage production looked more like Mike Tyson than one review looked more like Mike Tyson than Romeo. Harewood would crush. I'm sorry to hear that. But again, this is the only place that racism still lives, in the entertainment industry, right? This is the only place where it really still flourishes. The BBC, because you're a bunch of bloody hypocrites. That's why. His confidence wavered, drinking too much and smoking a lot of cannabis. Well, listen, mate, I far be it for you to cast aspersions, but I can't condemn you for that. He began to brood on all the abuse he's subject to from his life onwards. Listen, mate, again, life is hard and unfair for everybody. That's really and hard and unfair things happen, and we have to navigate through them. It normally makes us better people, right? Again, I don't think this is the same country that you grew up in, right? If it is, I'm with you. 100%. And everybody is. Every sane person is. They're all with you. I had a dawning sense that a little piece of me had broken off the moment when I first... Yeah, I can believe that. These things make trauma. He took to endlessly wandering streets at night, sometimes suffering memory lapses, or convinced he was invisible. Well, that's a bad sign. Okay, David, mate, that's a bad sign. Okay, if you're convinced you're invisible, that's a bad sign. When his friends took him to a hospital during a manic phase. Okay, well, the psychiatrist gave him sleeping pills and made a flippant diagnosis. He just thinks he's Lenny Henry. Harewood threw the pills into the bin. God, what year was this? See, that's really the important bit. What year was this? One day he woke up and heard Martin Luther King, whom he idolized, talking to him. I sat in my bedroom sobbing, my guiding star speaking. Oh, jeez. Okay, dude, this is you've gone from being a little bit upset to being bonkers, okay? He headed out at night believing he was about to change the world. Instead, he ended up being arrested. He took 6 policemen to restrain him. Bloody hell. One false move by me or any of them could have ended my life, he believes. He's lucky he survived. You are lucky he survived, right? For 5 days he was sectioned, lost in some kind of mental haze from which nobody knew if I would recover. Wow, this is terrible. He was eventually diagnosed with suffering from psychosis. Harewood was released into the care of his mother and tried to return to normal, but became disturbed again and was sent to a Lockwood and psychiatric hospital where he was put on drugs so powerful that just brushing his cheek took an hour. Oh. After 2 weeks, his mother was able to take him home again. It was this redoubtable moment and no input from the doctors that got him well again. I have to tell you, if you're a young parent, trust your instincts. You will know more about your kids' well-being than the doctors do, right? Doctors are people, and they're overworked, and oftentimes they make mistakes. Yeah, this guy's nothing. Okay, fine. She's only reduced the pills, blah, 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 blah. He'd been out of work for 6 months, just had 80 pounds in his account. When it was cast as director of the CIA's counter-terrorism unit in American TV set Homeland, which became a huge hit. Harewood, now 55, alternates between work and TV films. He gives a little way about his private life, but barely mentions his wife or 2 daughters, but commemoratively open about the terror, confusion, and strangeness of his breakdown. Okay, any odd moments of lucidity. Yeah, another interesting story of a nervous breakdown, which if you can find it, is Spike Milligan. Really fascinating, like a really honest portrayal. He concedes there is probably a genetic element to mental illness. His father suffered a breakdown when he was 15. Maybe you were like harangued because you're black. Both of you were harangued because you're black to the point of mental illness. That could, from what you're telling me, yeah, it seems reasonable. But he had no doubt the main cause of his breakdown was racism he experienced in his early childhood. Right, I tend to agree with that. So again, the disgusting racist people in the BBC said, "Oh look, I'm going to put a black man on TV to make me stuff feel better." Reading the litany of insults and threats he has endured as raising and shaming, he points out black people who are 4 times more likely to be detained under the Mental Health Act than white people. Clearly, there's something about living in Britain which is tough for black people. That's a fair point. And I think that needs a deeper dive. But I think again, being tokenized is not good for your mental health. Harewood's book raises uncomfortable questions about race relations in Britain. No, it doesn't. It raises uncomfortable questions about our past, and that's where it is. It's in our past. He maintains this country that he loves, but his black identity as a British identity are constantly in conflict. I think because you've been sold a bill of goods from people like the BBC, right? They want this conflict. They want you to think that I hate you because of your skin, right? They want you to think that. Yeah, because it keeps them in control. That's what's going on. At times when I have been able to fuse these halves together, but occasionally the gap between them is just too big. He admits he is envious of the black Olympic athlete who who joyfully drape themselves in the Union Jack. Or I thought you were talking about the American one. I will struggle to embrace a flag like that. Yeah, okay. And this is why the BBC is evil. This is why the BBC needs to go down. This is why the BBC is going down, because this isn't the truth. David, Britain loves you. And I mean that sincerely. Britain absolutely loves you. You're a great actor. People are proud when they see you on, as a British person, we're proud when we see you on TV. It makes us feel good about ourselves. Not because you're black, because a fellow Brit's doing well. Right? This false bill of good that you have been sold it's just no good, mate. It's just no good. It divides us. It's actually evil. Okay, it's absolutely evil. I was struggling with it. To me, it's a symbol of the near constant struggle to keep the 2 halves of myself from coming apart. Mate, as I tell you, we love you. Britain loves you. Okay, Britain loves you. And the reason you think they don't love you is because the BBC, people like the BBC, the entertainment industry, which you're in, the most racist racist industry in the world, where you are constantly judged on everything external, because it's, again, pure evil. So, BBC, if you're wondering why you're running out of money, if you're wondering why things are getting a bit tough out there, it's because you create this world. You create this division, this hatred between people, and you lie to do it, and you just do it to make yourself feel good about yourself, because you're insane. You're absolutely insane. And so BBC, I think, look, Schadenfreude, we all like a bit of Schadenfreude. We're happy to see you go down. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.